Mrs. Hill here. This is your narration for Activity 1 Phonics for Monday, May 4th, 2020. First of all, if you are doing this along with me, you're going to want to have a piece of paper. Lined paper is preferable, but whatever you have at home is fine. So I'm going to go through and narrate the assignment for you, and then at the end you can choose to upload the work that you did on your paper or go back in and type into the screens. Whichever you do is fine with me. So let's get started. So for today, we are going to tell which words have the J sound. And just like in class when Mrs. Hill would write a letter on the board or on chart paper and I would put these brackets around it, those brackets mean sounds like. So tell which words have the J sound, okay? This slide is provided by the School District of Philadelphia, but I did go through and customize it to your needs. So a few things I did change in here. All right, so let's go through. So first of all, we're going to watch a video here that I created. Now this video is obviously within the recording that you're watching now, but it is also its own video that is on my YouTube page. And I suggest watching and practicing this video daily. It goes over your Saxon sounds and letters. I will post the link to this specific video into our Google Classroom so that you can practice this every day. Every day. You need to remember those letters and sounds. This is our sound and letter review. Please do this along with me. L. Octopus. Overalls. G. H. T. P. Apple. Acorn. N. M. Igloo. Ice. S. F. R. K. B. Umbrella. Unicorn. Z. C. Elephant. Equal. Y. D. V. J. X. W. Q, which is always followed by U. Now you try. Now that we've watched the video reviewing the sounds and the letters, we're going to go on here to step 2. Point, there's a picture here of someone pointing to the, and this is a jar. So go ahead and look at our Saxon Phonics alphabet chart over here to the right and find the jar and point to it on the screen. You should be pointing here to the J. Jar. Now for step 3, we're going to say the word 3 times. Ready? Let's do my turn, your turn. Jar, jar, jar. Very good. Moving on to the next slide. We're going to watch another video that focuses on the J sound.
The J sound. J, jam, J. J sounds J, as in jam. I like strawberry jam. J in jet sounds J. I want to fly in a jet. Look at this word, jeans. The letter J in jeans makes the J sound. How to make the sound. Put out your lips a little. Now push air out of your mouth as you move the tongue to make the J sound, as in jam. Try again. This time, put your hand on your throat. It moved or vibrated. Let us look at some more words that begin with the letter J and make the J sound, as in jam. Click on the letter that makes the J sound. Jug. Click on the letter that makes the J sound. Judo. Click on the letter that makes the J sound. Jeep. Click on the letter that makes the J sound. Jog. Click on the letter that makes the J sound. Juice. Click on the letter that makes the J sound. Joker.
So this is where you're going to need your piece of paper to write down some words. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, you can have someone take a picture of that and upload it to the Google Classroom assignment, or you can get into your own slide here at the end, and I'll show you how to do that, and type in your notes that you're taking now. Okay? So for the next part, you are going to say the word and listen. Does it have the j sound? So let's just go through first and listen listen to me as I say the words, and I'd like you to repeat the word after me. And just think, yes or no, does it have the j sound? So, cat, jet, jar, van, jump, rat, jeep, jack-o'-lantern. So now as we go through, I want you to write down the words that have the j sound. There's going to be 3 of them that you should be able to sound out and write down on your own without help from me and without help from a parent. And then there are 2 words that are going to be trickier, and I'm going to tell you what those are, and you won't have to type those over here. All right, so the 3 words there's 5 words that have j, 5 words that have j, but 3 of them to type over here you can sound out. Okay, so as I say the word, if it has a j sound, you write it down on your paper. So maybe what you want to do too is number your paper. Do you see how I'm about to type a 1? So 1, 2, 3. So number your paper 1, 2, 3, so you can write each of the 3 words that you find that have the j sound. Here we go. If it doesn't have a j sound, you're not going to write anything. Cat, jet, jar, van, jump, rat, now these are the last 2 words that you're not going to be able to sound. You can give it a try, but they're not the consonant, vowel, consonant, or they're not as easy to sound out as the other ones were. So this is a jeep. This starts with j, j, j for j, j, jeep. And this is you might say, oh, that's a pumpkin. Well, it's a pumpkin when it doesn't have the face. But now that it has the face, it's a jack-o'-lantern. J, j, jack-o'-lantern. So if you need to pause the video here to go back and write down there are 3 other words that had the j sound. Take a moment now to pause and write your words down on your notebook paper. All right, for our next part, so this is slide 4 that I'm on now. This is a piece that I did customize. There were a few things I customized throughout this slideshow, but what I did was all of the links that I've been sharing to practice sight words, I went ahead and put on this page. So these links are also in your Google Classroom under resources. There's a document that says helpful online learning resources, and this is where you're going to find those. So if you scroll through and you look for sight words, you're going to see the links to these, okay? So you see here you have the pre-K sight word dance, the kindergarten sight word dance, and the first grade sight word dance. These dances were very popular in class. We would use them as a brain break. So while kids were using the restroom, washing their hands, getting a drink and such, I would put on these sight word videos on the board. Parents, there is a rule with the sight words, with the sight word dance, and the kids can tell you. Whenever the sight words are being said, you watch the screen and say the sight words back. I let them scream them, yell them, I didn't care, but their eyes had to be on the screen, because if their eyes aren't on the screen, they're not going to internalize and learn those sight words, okay? And then when it was time to dance, and you'll see what I mean when you watch the video, they could go crazy and dance. I had a couple kids down the floor doing the worm, you know, Kevin. So enjoy. So I'm going to choose for today, I'm going to choose the kindergarten sight word dance, okay? But feel free to go into this slide on your own. Again, this is slide 4, and I'll put all these notes at the end of this video too. And check out some of these sites. And then there's also, these are the first 100 sight words, the Dolch sight word list. And then over here is a list from the school district of more words that you can practice. And this has kindergarten, first, second, and third grade words in it. It also has content-specific words for social studies, science, math, everything like that. So if your child is really mastering the words that they're doing right now for kindergarten, challenge them to try first grade words, and then access this list down here in the bottom right hand corner too. All right, so let's do our kindergarten dance.
When we say dance, you dance and go crazy. All. Am. Are. At. Eight. Be. Black. Brown. But. Came. Did. Do. Dance! Eat. 4. Get. Good. Have. He. Into. Like. Must. Knew. No. Now. On. Hour. Out. Please. Pretty. Grand. Ride. Saw. Say. See. So. Soon. That. There. They. This. Two. Under. That. Was. Well. Went. What. White. Who. Will. With. Yes. Watch and dance to this video until you learn all the sight words, and then when you've learned them, check out the next video in this series. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe by pressing the big red button. Thanks for watching, Sans.
All right, so if you enjoyed that, remember you can go back to slide 4 and you can watch some of the other ones or watch that one again. moving on to slide 5, we are going to read a text called The Pig's Jet. And this text looks like this, and you may remember this from class. So Pig's Jet, these are the Saxon Phonics decodable readers. And decodable means that you can decode or sound out the words, okay? So if you're looking at this page here I see a sight word has, and here I see a sight word a or a. So this is has a. I can sound these other words out. This is a CVC or consonant vowel consonant word. So I have p, I, g. Pig has a red, jet. Pig has a red jet. So this is a decodable reader because you should be able to decode the words, okay? So this is something that I do want you to go through, and I'm going to, like I said, at the end, I will make notes of everything I want you to go back through and do on your own, but I'd like you to go through and try to decode the words and read this story on your own. And what I would like then is when we have our Google Meets this week, I'm going to ask you to read the text to me. Don't worry about pulling the text up yourself when you read to me. I can take control of the screen and present this to you so that you can see it and you can read it to me. So I'd like to hear you read Pig's Jet this week to me. So make sure that you practice that. Okay, so now we're going to listen to a read aloud of Pig's Jet. So this is someone reading the story to you. So here we go.
Pig's Jet, written by Leah Roberts, illustrated by Rick Brown, Saxon Publishers. Pig's Jet. Pig has a red jet. Do jump in, says Pig. Hen jumps into the jet. Do jump in, says Hen. Cat jumps in and sits. Can Pig get the jet off the grass? Splat! The jet is in the mud. Hen and Cat jump off. I cannot stand mud, says Cat. Pig has a tan van. Do jump in, says Pig. Do Hen and Cat get into the van? The end. Pig's Jet, written by Leah Roberts, illustrated.
So something I noticed, not to be critical of the reader, but I do want you to make sure that you're reading accurately. Okay, so when you're reading accurately, it means you're reading the words that are actually on the page. And 3 times I saw that this is what the word said, and this is a sight word. Okay, so said pig, all right? And instead, the reader said this, which is says. Those are 2 different words. So good readers read accurately. So make sure that you're reading accurately too, okay? So we have said and we have says. And I believe in the book, the word is said. All right, so that is your decodable reader. And let's check out what slide number this is. I'm writing these notes down. So at the end, so that is slide 5, I can put up everything that you need to access. I have a little note, before we go on to steps 2 and 3, I have a little note down here for sight word books. So the book we just did was decodable, where you sound the words out. There's also some sight words in there. But then you have sight word books that you can practice too. And sight word books are very repetitive, right? Because the idea is just to get that sight word in your brain, and so that you recognize it when you see it. So I have in our Google Classroom, if you go to the class, so I'm sorry, I did that a little fast. So if you're in our Google Classroom, you go to classwork where you access all of your activities, okay? And here you go to the Google Class Drive folder. And everything that I post is always going to be in this folder. Anything that Mr. Sturgis is posting, Miss Graham or Miss Hughes are posting to the classroom for your specialist classes, those things are in here too. So if you go to the folder that says sight words here, and sight words again folder, all of these are sight word books, all right? So let's say we're doing the word new. I want to do the word new. Click on new, and here is my book. All right, and you can see these were taken from Teachers Pay Teachers. It's a bundle of sight word books from Simply Kinder. So here is her information. It's always good to give credit to the person who helps you out with resources. So the sight word is new. Okay, so this is I got new school supplies. And that you see the same thing over here. This is more for when when teachers print them out, we cut the paper in half then, so it kind of saves paper. So you can have your child just read going down, the one side of the screen here. Or you can print these and make 2 separate books. So the dots are for them to put their finger. And the kids can tell you this too because they did this a lot in school. But listen to how repetitive this sight word book is because we just want to learn the word new. I got new pencils. I got new crayons. I got new books. So you see how repetitive it is. I got new. And then if you're thinking, well, I can't sound this word out, I don't know what it is, you can look at the picture to help you. I got new glue. Okay. Not sure why that one's not loading, but I got new paper. All right, and then it has the book again without the dots. All right, so there's a few different options here for you to choose from. So that folder is in our Google Class Drive folder right here for you to access as you would like. Those are some other options that you have when we meet for our Google Meets, that if you want to read some sight word books to me, that's fine. Again, don't worry about having it in front of you. I can go into presentation mode through the Google Meet and I can pull the document up for you, and then you'll be able to see it on your screen in front of you and you can simply read it to me. Okay, so don't worry about having those materials. Any materials that are online here that you can access, I can access them too when we have a Google Meet, and I can bring them up right on the screen where we're meeting so that you can look at them and read them or do whatever we need to do. Okay. All right, so let's see where we're going next here. So we listened to Pig's Jet. Remember that when you're practicing, you're going to click on the one that says read the story, where you're going to read it to yourself. That's without someone's voice reading it to you. Now, as you go back and you read Pig's Jet on your own, it says, as you listen or read, find 2 words with the j sound. And then 3 says, clap when you read or hear the word do. Okay, so 2 tasks there. You're going to find 2 words with the j sound. And if you have a highlighter at home, you could highlight those words. If you don't, you could use a marker, a crayon, a pencil, a pen to circle those words that start with j. And then you can have someone take a picture and upload it to the Google Classroom. For step 3, clap when you hear the word do. So do is another sight word. So when you hear that word in the story, go ahead and clap. All right, so those are some things to practice. And then this is what I will ask you to do too when we have our Google Meet. We'll talk about slide 5. So I'm going to make myself this note for when we have our meetings this week. All right, so as always, there are slides here at the end if you need additional help with anything. They are always that bright yellow right there, okay? You can try skywriting the letter J. All right, so if I am skywriting, it means I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to write in the sky, right? So if I'm writing J, capital J, I would start here. Oh, make sure you can see. So I would start and I would go down, and then I would cross it at the top. And if I was doing a lowercase j, I would go down and make my dot. So that's how you do skywriting. Okay. And you can do that with all of the letters. Let's see what else they have. So more skywriting for jug. If you need additional help, there's some links here you can click on. And then we have our text and videos. And so here is what's expected of you for this activity. So this is activity 1, phonics. If you go back to slide 3, you're going to type in the 3 words that you wrote down during the lesson that have the j sound. On slide 4, if you'd like to do some more sight word practice and some more dancing, that's where you can access those websites. And slide 5, this is what I will be doing this week. I will have Google Meets set up that you can jump on every day from noon to 1, and then again from 2 to 3. And you can jump on those Google Meets. I will post the links in the Class Dojo. I will also post them in the Google Classroom. You use the link, or you can use, if you're within the School District of Philadelphia, if you've logged in through the student portal, you can use the code that I've put on, that I'll also put on the Class Dojo and the Google Classroom. And I'd like to hear some of you reading Pig's Jet to me, clapping when you hear the word do or when you say the word do, and then telling me what words in the book also start with the j sound. So practice those things that you see on slide 5, and then when, if you can jump on one of the Google Meets with me, and you can show me what you worked on this week. So if you are still having any trouble accessing your Google Slides, please reach out to me and I can assist you with that. Thanks and have a great day.